course, I feel like I got to sneeze right now, but hold it in because I'm a thug. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the This Week in Barbecue show. I am still your locked and slightly less lovely host, Rasheed Phillips, and joining me is Mr. Big Sexy himself, Mr.
James Welch.
And we are delighted that you guys decided to tune in with us today. We've got a full show, something you guys have been asking for us to bring back, so we are definitely going to get into some of our Q&A, which are questions you guys have submitted and you want our answers. Why? Because you don't know better and have poor judgment. But
not from us. Not from us.
But it's too late. We got them slated and ready, so that's where we're going to go. But as become tradition, we've got to start off with what day is today. And I'm not going to lie, for the first time I took a little peek and I think it's a little racist, but we're going to go with it anyway.
Why did I know we were going to hit that nail? Why did I think about that? But you know what? We're going to do it anyhow, because today, National Watermelon Day. And it's kind of crazy that you got two milk duds on this podcast talking about Watermelon Day, or at least one milk dud talking about Watermelon Day. But I mean, come on.
I'm a milk dud. It's just like I'm the one that fell.
is the one that fell on the floor and like fell into the shag carpet because you got hair on it.
Basically.
But yeah, Watermelon Day, right? Who doesn't like a fresh slice of watermelon? It goes hand in hand with summertime and barbecue. Hell, let our government tell you it might be one of the last affordable foods y'all might be able to buy out there. Get you a little watermelon slice and turn it into something cool, But, watermelon. Everybody loves it. Fun fact, it's 92% water. Now, I knew watermelon was mostly water, but the percentage is kind of astounding, right? 92%. Hailing from South Africa. I don't know why that, it's connected to black folks. And, you see the caricatures and, yeah, we do love watermelon, but we're going to leave that racist stuff for another show.
We'll be back next February talking about it.
Yeah,
at least it's not in the month of February. At least it's not in
back
February.
At the end of February.
That's amazing. Yeah. I believe 92%. So I feel like 6% of that's left over out of that 8 is the rind.
It's rind, right? It's so heavy. It's crazy. But and in my research, I found out that the largest one grown was up to 262 pounds. 262-pound watermelon. That's crazy.
That's enough for one black family reunion.
You know what? Maybe 1.5. You invite your cousins, the distant cousins over, right?
Distance cousins, yeah. That's not bad.
But you know what I found interesting too is you go into the supermarket and there's always like a bin of watermelon, right? And people go up there and you walk by and people are trying to pick their perfect watermelon and you see them knocking on it.
Yeah.
Stop that. That ain't gonna do you no good, right? How do you pick a watermelon besides just picking one up and tossing it in the cart, right?
I know the answer, but I don't want to cheat, so I'm gonna let you deliver it to the people.
Hey, listen, I'm just gonna give you a couple of hints, right? Look for the deep yellow spot, right? That's not white, it's deep yellow. That just lets you know that it's been ripening a little bit longer, right? If you get, if you're in the bin with a bunch of watermelons, if you pick 2 of them up, that's like similar in size. Take the heavier one. That one's riper. Go ahead and get it, right? There's supposed to be more matte color than shiny. If you see a shiny watermelon, leave it there. It ain't for you. You got to get the one that's dull, that look like the Tesla, the Cybertrucks running around here. That matte, ugly. And then lastly, no dents. Avoid the soft spots, man. It's just that simple, right? Stop knocking on your watermelon unless you want somebody to answer that, mom. then you both in trouble, right?
when it knocks back, you better be ready. Like, wait, what's this?
All right.
No, I like that. There's also a rumor that they're supposed to look for the watermelon butt, which is where it was connected to the root, and the tinier the watermelon butt, the riper it is.
I thought, it's when you sit down and the watermelon relieves. It's oh my goodness. But yeah, all good tips. Hey, listen, go out and get yourself some watermelon, slice it up, enjoy it with your family. Happy Watermelon Day, everybody. It's from us to you. Just go out and get you some.
Happy Watermelon Day.
Happy Watermelon Day.
Yeah. the things we do to keep the entertainment, the content flow.
Oh, that is funny.
Um, but yes, which a segue into something that has absolutely nothing to do with watermelon is all the news and the acquisitions that have been made. I want to wish a couple of thank yous out there, but Netflix is apparently collecting IP and TV shows from other networks, like Thanos was connecting Infinity Stones, right? So now we just announced a couple of episodes back that Suzy Bullock of Hey Grill Hey,
Oh,
her
really? Yep.
backyard barbecue hero show on Tastemade, was released on Tastemade. You could catch it, but it is now available for streaming on Netflix. Netflix
Huh.
acquired the additional streaming rights from Tastemade, and it is streaming on Netflix. So if you don't have Tastemade but you have Netflix, you can catch the show there. So in
Nice.
turn, Barbecue Smokeout by my pops, you can also catch on Netflix. Season 1, Season 2 is not yet on Netflix, but you can watch all of Season 1 if you missed it on
Okay.
Netflix and get all caught up, along with basically a gamut of other taste-made locked shows
Nice.
are all over on Netflix now. So we've seen Netflix doing this where they've made a partnership with iHeartRadio. They
Right.
acquired the Breakfast Club,
Mm-hmm.
the Fat Joe and Jadakiss podcast. I think Mythical Kitchen is over there as well now, or Last Supper. There's a lot of shows and things like that
Shows.
that have made its way. So Netflix is like, cool, we could create it, but these things have a back catalog.
Yeah.
We just gonna buy the back catalog. Like, save us
You know
some
what?
time.
They got the money. They got the money.
Yeah, because
Well, I
they
think
ended
they
up
got the
backing.
money.
No, they could, because remember they backed out of that Discovery deal. You know,
Oh, yeah, that's
Paramount,
right.
the
Yeah, yeah.
Ellisons decided they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna, throw their weight around and collect on that deal, which it seems like it's a little tenuous right now. It might not slide through. Thank God, I hope not. Um,
Yeah.
but Netflix had all that surplus, so they just picking up IP. So if you're out there, go ahead and start creating something, because you never know where it could land
Yep.
and who's going to pick it up. Who knows?
Hey, I'm waiting for Netflix to come knock on our door.
Yeah.
Come on, Netflix, knock on our door.
I might have burnt the bridge on that door, but
And
it was
and
happily
and
worth it.
and well, oh yeah, I forgot about that. But we do come with the big back calendar, so that might put a little
That's
sweetener on
true.
the.
We do have a lot of big back activities and a lot of big
Oh
back
man,
ideas that we could market. So there's a shot there. Who knows? You never say never. I still
listen,
got
man,
cats
we're
over there. See?
more than just a one trick pony. We are.
Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. I know it's in here,
Oh man,
um, but I want to jump to it. We can skip the middle section of the news, but how was New York?
dude. All right, so for those who don't know, I usually end up in New York a couple of times a year. My daughter lives up there. She goes to school. And this time was a special trip. And not only was dad taking up some furniture, doing the whole
Yeah,
dad thing, but I got a chance to meet the old bloke boyfriend from the UK and
I saw.
needed to get up there and just ask him a couple of pointed questions. I mean, it didn't get
Oh,
as
cool.
tough as Martin Lawrence and Will Smith and Bad Boys, but I,
I
I,
was
I
I was
needed
waiting
a
for the
partner.
call.
So next time we go up there, we will have to go up there and tag team him. But the cool thing about this, outside of meeting the boyfriend, right? I had the absolute pleasure of swinging by a place called Bark Barbecue in Brooklyn. So I've been seeing this place on Instagram and they have I mean, you watch the videos and I lick the screen. I'm not even afraid. I'm not ashamed. I am not ashamed. But you know
Hey,
what?
hey,
I was in town. It was close. Well, not even if it was close, but it was, happened to be close by where my daughter lives. So we took a
okay.
stroll down there and had a chance to talk to pitmaster Ruben Santana.
Mm,
This dude, I tell you right now, Brooklyn
I
isn't
mean,
really known for barbecue, right?
no,
But I tell you, I
Bushwick
got no
definitely not.
notes. Oh yeah, but seriously, man. And I'm telling you, there's lots of food around there, food everywhere, but barbecue just ain't it, right? I got no notes. Like it was crazy. So
Yeah.
we walk in. First of all, the place is huge, bumping. I mean, you think you're in the
Mm.
club, Spanish music,
Hey,
everybody's having a
hey,
good time,
hey.
man. Listen, not only did he serve up the most delicious tray of morsels, I mean, it is Central Texas meeting, crossing over with, through a Dominican lens, right? So we
Hmm.
talked about fusion a couple of weeks ago and how other people are getting into it, and you got different cultures
Yeah.
coming through and sprinkling they wares on barbecue. This is it to a T. It is crazy from his backyard in Queens to a 8,000 square foot full service restaurant in Brooklyn. It is crazy. Slaps
I
you with the
love it.
briskets,
I love it.
the beef ribs, and the sausage, all the regular fare, right? But then he kicks it
Yeah.
up a notch with his Dominican flair, doing a couple of sides of
Mm.
my wife told me I had to say it like this: arroz con gris. I don't know if that's the way you say it for real, but that's the way she told me I had to
She
say
didn't.
it.
She
But
didn't want.
you know, he
She
got the
didn't want you out
recipe
saying
from his uncle.
arrows or something.
Yeah, right. She's like gringo. But got the recipe from his uncle, dude. That rice is doing numbers, along with his Dominican style cornbread.
Mhm.
Off the chain. Everything was absolutely amazing. And I tell you right now, what even made it even more special is the UK boyfriend took one bite of the beef rib. I swear he done passed out and went to heaven. He saw the gates. he saw the gates. He was just like, "This is America. I love it. I love
I,
it."
I
And
I I love this country.
yeah, I mean, it was, if I should have taken a video because his eyes lit up. I mean, my eyes lit up, but I knew what to expect, but it blew his
Yeah.
socks off. Make it even better is that the mac and cheese, my wife prides herself on her mac and cheese. You know this. She will stab
Hmm.
somebody if you try to bring mac and cheese in this house. She ate his mac and cheese, praise. Not a
Mm,
noodle was left behind. Not a
mm.
noodle. And it was fantastic. And not only was the food great, the entire operation was just impressive. I mean, we were sitting right up front. I tell you, the line extended to the door, maybe 50, 60 people in it, just a
Yeah.
steady stream. Steady
I
stream.
love it.
Nobody was waiting. I mean, he took us on an entire tour of the place, showed us all his design elements, what makes the place run so efficiently, took us back in the kitchen to the pit room, how the customers move swiftly through the line. I mean, from the outside looking in, I mean, this place, I'm sure he's got his problems and challenges, but from the outside looking in, looked amazing. Very well run. Man, I just want to give a big shout out. Thank you for your hospitality, man. Pitmaster Ruben, all the folks at Bark Barbecue. Go see him down in Brooklyn, 25 Thames Street down in Bushwick. Go and see him. And you can also peep him on Food Network Pitmasters, right?
Yes, you
He's
can.
on
Yes,
that
you
too.
can.
So, I mean, if you don't have live TV, you're going to have to watch it on HBO like I do. But, the pictures, there it is.
Yeah. See,
Dude,
we're getting advanced, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting advanced now. You know.
oh,
I remember when you were saying it's like I'm like, oh, those look killer, right? Like I loved seeing that aspect of it, and that beef rib just talking to you, right? Just saying something like, hey, come on
man,
by.
it kept
And you
talking
mentioned
to
the
me.
crowd and the people and the
It kept talking.
flow,
Yeah. So this is it.
how that all works.
Yeah. So this is in the pit room, and we're in the inside looking out at the lines, and everybody's just, I mean, just a
Mm.
steady stream of dancing and eating and drinking.
So
It was a
it's
time.
a clear glass pit room.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty
So
dope.
from
That's
the
really
from the
dope.
opposite side, from the customer side, it's frosted, so you can't clearly see. But if you focus in, you can see homeboys back there moving briskets, wrapping them, all that stuff. You can clearly see all the smokers inside. But then this view is from the inside looking out. So I'm standing in between a couple of gigantic smokers, and he's pointing out, the design elements of the glass and the ceiling and things like that. It was really something. It was really cool, very hospitable. The food was great. And I'm a logistics man by, just
Hmm.
nature of the beast. And that's the one thing that my wife and I noticed is just how smooth everything was. Just it was rolling. it was rolling. You know,
No,
people were having a good time.
I love that, man. And there's the man
Yeah.
himself. He was putting out the rigs. Were they doing some hog out there too, or the other stuff on there? What was
We arrived late in the day, so those are empty at the moment. Everything was
okay?
being done inside for the most part, but right behind him is his burn box, and then he's got two gigantic walk-in refrigerators to try to keep. I think he keeps trash in one to keep the rodents, because New York City. The one thing they
Yeah,
famous for is Ratatouille walking around there trying to get
Rats
him
and Ninja
some.
Turtles.
Yeah, right. So we trying to keep all of those away by keeping the trash and the food waste inside the one of the big walk-ins. Very,
Wow,
very thoughtful, trying to keep the place clean and keep the neighborhood free of unmentionables. you
of
know.
course. And is this the pit room here?
Oh my God. Just, I walked in, sweated like, a slave running from the authorities, but smelling like brisket. Man, it's best of both worlds. It was fantastic.
Oh
Fantastic. Yep.
man,
Inside, and you can see some of the finished product. And one dude would take it off of here and take it to another dude. He'd wrap it up. And I mean, it was smooth, very
I love to hear
operationally
it.
efficient, you know.
I love to hear it.
Great.
Absolutely love to hear it. That's
It
amazing.
was it was a great experience. I need to go on the road some more, and not just to eat, but just to see all of the folks out there
I've
doing
been
great
trying to
things.
get you on the
I
road,
know,
man.
I know. I had to wait till I got out of some kids, man. Now I'm an
Because
empty
what you're
nester. I ain't
not
got
going
no
to do
kids.
is make it seem like I've been trying to pull you this way and that way. That's not on this show. That's not what you're going to make it seem like. Like I've been holding you back.
Listen, listeners, he has been gatekeeping Big Titan. He has been holding me hostage in a room in the basement, feeding me scraps,
I
feeding
can't stand
me
you.
smoked liver scraps.
What did I call and tell you? Not even, it was the day before Memphis
uh,
started. We had just got there and we'd walked it and I called you from the grounds. What did I call and tell you?
I know. I know that people were looking for to slap me. that people were looking to put some hands on me.
Found and justified, and I wouldn't have stopped him. Wouldn't have stopped him.
You know what? I wouldn't have blamed you. I could probably use a good slap once in a while. My wife would definitely agree with you. But again, big shout out to Ruben. I appreciate the hospitality, brother. Like I said, go see him, 25 Thames down in Bushwick, and watch him on Food Network. Watch him on Pitmasters, because he's out there doing his thing, with the
Yeah,
rest of them. But
that's right. That's right.
definitely a
Ruben's the
cool
man.
experience.
Ruben
And he
is
brought
the
us
man.
all back. My wife, my daughter, the boyfriend, we all went on the tour. He says, come on, you ain't nothing to hide. Everybody just, we
Yeah,
had a
because
time.
he listens to the pod. I haven't seen him in almost 2 years now, but we still support and shout him out and do what we
Absolutely.
can. That's what the whole community is about, helping. It's a community.
Absolutely. Real good dude. Go and see
Yeah,
him.
absolutely. Hey. Definitely. So if we had to rate it, remember we're doing our food ratings. Out of
Ooh.
yeah. What would you rate it out of 10 briskets? What are you rating it?
Out of 10 briskets, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5.
8.5 briskets.
Solid eight and a
Right on.
half brisket. Solid
Right
eight
on.
and a half brisket,
Hey man, I'll go
Uh,
check it.
yeah. Go and see him.
I'd love
Well
to hear
worth
it.
it.
That makes
Well
my
worth
day.
it.
Now to talk about some things that weren't well worth it. Let's talk about the barbecue event that almost was, but
Ooh.
wasn't. The Black
Okay.
Smoke Invitational seemed
Tell
to
me
have
about it.
caused a little bit of tumultuous issues and discourse within said community. So much so that our brothers over at the Black Smoke podcast
Okay.
had to release a media statement separating themselves from the event, saying, hey, don't come over here with that bull and get mad at us
Ah.
for an event that we had nothing to do with. And if you're
Oh.
unfamiliar, there was supposed to be a Black Smoke Invitational event that was supposed to take place the weekend prior. I don't even know in what town, but somewhere out west, out of California, just even further out than the
Okay.
Bay. You had to take a plane to get there, and it never happened. And what caused so much discourse, and I say this because literally had guys texting and DMing me, and I wish I was joking. The event was supposed to take place Sunday. It was originally a Saturday, Sunday event. They knocked it to Sunday. Guys are flying in Friday night, landing, and finding out that the event that's supposed to happen in less than 36 hours is canceled.
That's crazy.
Having already covered their way, bought hotels, bought tickets, secured favors from meat vendors and what have yous, they're finding out, hey, this ain't happening. No.
Because it doesn't get built overnight. Like, these things take planning and money and time, and like there's a lot of time, energy, and money that goes into putting an event together and like this. I mean, and just
You're right.
to fly and land to find out that it's canceled, I might have to put hands to somebody.
Hey, when I believe one of the messages I got said, I want to punch this MFer in the face. Like, WTF, not using WTF. She like, I spent what I had to get out here. Because, you know, all I got to say is you only see my name on that roster for a reason. Because you do this long enough, you start to realize certain things. So one of the things that always got me about this event was, one, I hate all AI flyer events. You can utilize AI properly, but when every single flyer is made by AI, I'm like, that's weird, because you've done events over the years, you have crowd footage you can utilize. But what stands out the most, and this is not from a hater, this is not from an attendee, this is from someone who's actually put on an event. My Grill and Chill event, I put on back-to-back years. I funded it. I raised the money. I got the logistics, the planning, the fire marshal green light, the meat orders, the logistics, the coordinating with the talent, making sure they had no expenses to them. I've done all of it.
Yeah.
And I know how long that takes and what the investment is to do that. But when I saw that there was no sponsors, made my sheedy senses start tingling.
Yeah.
Because Family Reunion was canceled this year.
Okay.
That's put on by Chef Kwame. And that is sponsored by Amazon, United, Lexus, all of these big brands. And they let you know. So I'm like, how are you doing this with no sponsors?
Yeah.
That is very odd. And I don't know any sponsors that are going to be giving you bukus of money that don't want their name on the project.
Right.
And to release...
I give you $1, put my name on the project.
Exactly. And then to release this ChatGPT written apology the morning before the event is to take place, stating that it's permitting issues and what have you. Let me run the track back for some cats who might not understand, right? The permit is the first thing you get, because you can't say, hey, come here and we're going to do this if you don't even have that place secured. So that is your first thing. Very, very first thing. You can't get you can't get the location last.
No.
You have to secure that. You have to secure that first. So for it to be, the permits, the location permitting issues, and I was like, that's, yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to bash anyone. If anything, what I'm trying to have this be is a lesson to those who are being reached out to participate in these events. And it's happened to me. It happened to me earlier this year in Colorado. Everyone thought I was crazy when I backed out, and I said, no, things are weird, doesn't seem right. And then the morning when everyone's traveling, people are in the air and they're receiving emails saying that the event is canceled and now no one can find the guy. But your boy backed out and separated himself 2 weeks before, so it's kosher. But I'm fortunate enough to have crafted a career where I get to go to a lot of these. I'm part of a lot of these. You see the inner workings and you get to see what needs to happen. And yeah, it sucks because a lot of these guys spent to be there. Because when you have someone like Pops, Tyler Florence on the head roster sheet, and you're a guy in the
Mm-hmm.
industry that's trying to come up, they did what we
Go break your neck.
recommend. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did
You'll
what we
break your
said.
neck to get there.
Get there and be ready to absorb all of that. You're ready to take that in and you're riding all,
Absolutely.
and none of it happens.
That is, and I just can't get over the cost. Like plane tickets are
Mm-hmm.
expensive, hotels are expensive, meat is expensive, supply,
Mm-hmm.
everything is 20% more than it used to cost, if not more. And just
Definitely.
to absorb all that cost and then to send an email like, hey,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
bad. Like, that's
And
more
it's,
than my bad.
yeah. And all the guys got the exact same text message. I'm not putting anybody on Front Street because I want to protect these guys. That's why I'm not
Sure.
saying any names, but they're all sending me the same screenshot of the exact same
The
message
same
that
message.
was written by ChatGPT. And I was like, come on, man. Like, this doesn't make us look good as a unit at
No.
all. And,
And it,
and I,
it puts a lot of people out of money and it leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Like, I almost wonder what is the residual impact for the big names that were on the flyer, like Pops and them. Like, are they receiving any backlash, even the smallest amount? Because if your name is already associated with this event and people are coming to see you, and now the event is canceled, like that leaves a bad taste in my mouth for everybody. Like,
yeah,
that's just horrible. That's
it
bad
is.
sport,
It is.
man.
You hate to see it. And the fans that have coordinated and invested to go see, they are the ones that really lose. And
Hmm.
again, I have to say, in case someone wants to get legal about it, they say the event is not canceled. It is postponed. And I believe there was supposed to be some process to start offering refunds, but the social media page went private after the post and you don't see anything else anymore. So I don't know. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
think it's tricky waters. If you're going to or have been approached to be a part of an event, ask some questions. Are there title sponsors? Where are we going to be able to set up? Is there a refridge station? Who's providing meat? How are
Hmm.
accommodations? Right? If you feel as though you should get compensated, what are accommodations? Are you covering travel and lodging? Is there an Uber credit card? How do you do reimbursement? Like little things like that, you know,
Yeah.
someone should have an answer for. Um,
Hmm.
and I can say when I did Grill and Chill, we picked you up. Like, for example, we covered your flight. We covered your lodging. We picked you up from the airport. We dropped you off at the airport. When you got to the site, all your rubs and your meats were laid out and organized and tagged with your name. Like, here's your stuff. You had a slot schedule
Here's
of
your
when you
station.
were going to go
Yep.
cook. We had someone firing up the rig for you. So you were ready to go. The night before anything started, we did a thank you dinner to make sure you felt appreciated. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's little touches. You had a bottle in your room. Like little touches. If you can't always pay everyone huge amounts, at least make sure it doesn't cost them anything.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. Now, with the fact that this is postponed, if it fired back up, would you go back? I wouldn't sign up for that again. That's what I'm saying. Like, it could be postponed, but you won't see me back in the joint. You know what I mean?
you got
Fool me
another boo
once.
boo. You got another
Yeah.
boo boo to fool, but it ain't me.
Mm-hmm.
It
Fool
ain't
me
me.
once. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
Ah,
like I said, it was a
that
festival
is
that almost
that's
was.
too bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But
That's
on a
crazy.
lighter note,
And
man,
it might have been something too.
it could have been. It could have. It really
Could
could
have
have
been.
been. And maybe it would still be. I don't have a dog in this fight either which way. I didn't accept the invitation. Um,
Yeah.
and either way, if it does come through, we've got something to report on. And if it doesn't, we still have something to report on.
Right. Yeah.
Good either
I
way.
just
Good either
I
way.
just know if it was me and I got duped once, yeah. Miss me with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Miss
That's
me
going to be a
with that.
hard one to backpedal from, to get people
Yeah.
to put that trust out there again, because you could have given people a lot more time to adjust. I think
Yeah.
even if you would have said it at the start of the week, it's better than 24 to 36 hours before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying, but what do I know? I
exactly.
run bus for a living.
Exactly. Man, you got it right, man.
Yeah.
You got it right.
All right,
Uh,
brother. Hit us with
um,
some of that news you can't use, man.
I was gonna say, man, I was gonna draw some quick attention to our neighbors to the north. You know, Trump hit them with them tariffs.
Whoa.
Now, USDA recalled about, like, yeah, just saying those words make my butt itch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
USDA recalled about 12,000 pounds of Canadian smoked bacon. And you want to know
Mm-hmm.
why? Because somebody done
Tariffs.
effed up the paperwork.
Oh.
Somebody done effed up the paperwork.
Mm.
Royale Natural and Top Value Bacon. No illnesses reported. There's nothing wrong with the bacon. Somebody just forgot to dot their I's and cross their T's. But according to the company, bacon's just fine. But 12,000 pounds of bacon recalled. Let me
Who's
ask you
getting
something.
that bacon?
Right. That's what I'm. Okay, here's the thing though. Companies say it's cool. It's just a matter of paperwork. You got, a couple of packs of Top Value sitting in your fridge. What are you doing with it?
I'm a cooker.
Yeah, you damn right I'm cooking
I'm a
it.
cooker.
People are like throwing it away. People are trying to contact the company to get a refund. There's nothing wrong with the bacon. Eat the
Mm.
bacon.
Eat the bacon, man.
Eat the bacon. Just because somebody ain't signed the little entry slip, ain't nothing wrong with that bacon. Go ahead and eat it. I don't know why they're wasting their time recalling something that just didn't have paperwork signed. Just sign the paperwork. Get my
You
bacon.
know what? You know how many people out here putting in work without having their paperwork in order, and y'all over here
Right.
tripping? Come on, man.
You know
No,
what?
I'm frying that up. I'm cooking some bacon. I
You
had
know
some
what?
bacon this weekend.
See, I'm about to have some bacon in about an hour. you know, I
Oh,
first read that and I was just like, recalled. Man, ICE is at it again. Now they after the
mm.
bacon.
After bacon. Now you can't have lettuce, broccoli, blueberry,
Yeah.
bacon. Like what can,
Yep.
they had pulled some Pillsbury biscuits for metal shavings or something some time ago. You can't have nothing.
What is happening? See, hey, go out and get yourself a watermelon. Knock on it. Look at the butt.
Look at the butt.
Look at the butt. No soft spots. Go get your
No soft
watermelon.
spot.
But
Yeah,
I
that
saw that. That
that's
just made me laugh. That just made me laugh. News you can't
uh,
use. News you can't use. Ah,
no.
it is crazy.
That
But
threw me. That threw me off so much.
crazy, right? But hey, I had a question for you though, because I read something else. Is who gets to be barbecue capital? Like
Huh.
when you think barbecue and the capital of barbecue, like where it all happens, who gets that title, right? Well, I tell you who gets that title. Because Travel and Leisure told us who got that title.
Okay. All
Are
right.
you ready?
Probably not.
So Travel and Leisure magazine, they published a list, give you the 10 best barbecue destinations, like the barbecue capitals, right?
Mm.
Uh, I give you one guess on which state got top billing.
Texas.
Yeah, of course Texas did. But we're talking about cities, right? So
Mhm.
at the top of the list, we got Austin, Texas, right? Who
Okay.
can't get mad at it? Austin, it's got some things going on.
Yeah.
And then followed up by Lockhart and
Okay.
then Kansas City. Those are your top three. Now, my immediate question was, what are they eating in Atlanta that kept us off the list, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, but
Atlanta don't get a
apparently
lot of love.
Texas is the Mecca, right? Well,
Hmm.
no, not at all. But here's the thing though. Austin just didn't beat out Lockhart, just like fair and square. Travel Magazine went and they asked a couple of respected cooks where you should go. Austin got the strongest endorsement because one of the loudest endorsements when Travel and Leisure went out and asked the question came from a pitmaster in Austin. So how are you going to go to Austin ask a pitmaster, hey, where do you think you should go to get some barbecue? Of
Yeah.
course, you're going to say Austin, and then bam, it's at the top of the list. That just seems a little weird to me, right?
Yeah.
And it's not to invalidate the pitmaster's choice. It just seems a bit odd that it wasn't based on like an official point system or even like nationwide consumers. They just went and asked a couple of folks, like, hey, where you go get your
What you
cue
eating?
from? Yeah, what you eating on? And you know, you go down to Austin and ask an Austin pitmaster, of course he's gonna say, shit, come on this side and eat here. This is where it's at, right?
Yeah.
And it's not to poop on Austin. I know they got some majors down there. They got, Interstellar, they got Franklin, they got KG, bunch of
Shout out
fusion joints.
Bates.
Yeah, they doing the thing. They even got I read they got some Egyptian fusion places, some Japanese influence
I think
places,
that's
but does that
Cairo
make
or Kofi, I think, the Egyptian fusion spot, along with
yeah.
no, yeah, Kofi
Mm-hmm.
is halal, and then KG is Egyptian fusion.
Yeah. But then the question I was thinking, like, does this make Austin a barbecue city? Or is it just a major food destination with great barbecue restaurants?
That's a good question.
You know?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Um,
Same when we look
yeah,
at Lockhart, right?
yeah,
The Texas House back in 99 recognized Lockhart as the official barbecue capital of Texas. Banners, flyers, and it's no secret, man. They're
mhm,
doing their thing, right?
yeah,
But to put it in plain terms, it's like Austin may have the number one draft picks, but Lockhart built the stadium, you know,
mhm.
historical, traditional. But then my next question is, hey, is being traditional enough to sit on, one of the top slots, Is this like the version of a lifetime achievement award, or should you have to re-up every couple of years to earn your spot and not just base it on tradition?
Oof, oof.
I know I'm hitting you with the
It's a
hard ones today,
it's
right?
some heavy one, man.
Hit you with some thinkers, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know. Is there a way?
I know.
I don't think. How do I put it? In the most respectful way, there are legacy Q spots, right? They're just
Absolutely.
legacy spots. Like Franklin, legacy. We'll do barbecue Hall of Fame and all that jazz because it made an impact and a
Mhm.
shift and a change, right?
Yep.
Terry Black's legacy. Arthur Bryant's legacy. Um,
Mhm.
Helen Turner legacy. They
Yeah.
may not count as what the new wave or those who are just familiarizing themselves with the space would count as like the top new thing. It's sort of like in hip hop, right?
Mm.
Everybody knows Kiss has bars. Like if you grew up listening to rap and hip hop, Jada Kiss will dog walk you through there.
Yeah.
Everyone now knows Ludacris for the Fast and Furious movies. They
Mhm.
forget he used to spin in Atlanta and was a crazy DJ and it's a wild lyricist. Chicken and
Yeah.
Beer, amazing album. They forget that stuff. They don't even know that era of his life, but it's
Right.
legacy, right? Jay-Z just finishing his 30th anniversary tour. I'm not gonna lie, you boy. Went out, got myself the jacket. I had to. Oh,
Of course. Hey,
I
treat yourself.
have to,
Treat
I have to.
yourself.
But I think that puts them in that category, right?
Yeah.
Pops, Bludso's legacy type of what's going on, and you can't
Legacy for sure.
compare legacy of what they're doing to like what a Moose or Heritage or
Yeah.
Winnie is doing, right? Because they are able to do that
Yeah.
because the legacy crafted the way. It's how
It
people want to
paved the way.
go
Yeah.
MJ versus LeBron. Two different, bro. That's like you might as well go LeBron versus Doc. You're better. It's
Right.
MJ and Doc. Like there's legacy. Ain't no one. You saw the photo of the man rolling rings. Come on, bro. Hey, you got to show some respect. You
Yeah,
got to show
dog.
some respect. So
Yeah.
I think in that sense, the game and the terrain have changed. And this is
Yeah.
what I mean, right? When Kobe, God rest his soul, was still with us and he walked out on the court, didn't
Mhm.
matter what team was on the court, they stopped and came over and said, hey.
Sure.
Right? It's a
Yeah.
legacy. It's, hey, wow, thank you. That's
Yeah.
wow, pleasure, love you, whatever. And I see this happen numerous times. Walking with pops, I hate walking with Rodney. Okay, if you're out there and you're with Rodney or Rodney, I know you're listening. I hate walking. It will take us an hour and a half to go a quarter mile because it's like I'm with the freaking Pope. Everyone
Yeah.
walking with Rodney has pissed me off. Like, you better use the bathroom before you start walking with Rodney. All right, it is the most annoying thing on the planet. I'm like, should we just form a line here? But people stop. And it doesn't matter who it is. They're coming up. Walking with Pops at Lone Star.
Oh, I can
Everyone's
imagine.
coming from around the
I can
back of the
imagine.
vendor tent to shake his hand, get a full, and I hate it, but I love to see it. But that's the legacy, right?
Yeah.
That's the appreciation. That's the respect.
Mhm.
And I'll say this: I'd rather have the respect than a title,
Right.
because a title can change. They can, some podunk town can come up and in 10, 15 years it can shift the game and boom, now you're the capital of whatever. I'd rather have the respect
Yeah.
over the title.
I agree with you 100%. I would much rather be a legacy player than recognized as kind of, and I wouldn't say flash in the pan, but if you don't have any formal parameters and you're not talking to consumers, then what are you really rating things on, right? And what are you
Yeah.
basing that title on? Whereas your legends and your legacy players, they've already earned that respect. You know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
You know that you're in for a treat, so to say.
Mm-hmm. And you got to
But
be careful because
but
some of these guys and places can turn it on in a heartbeat. My favorite Kobe story is when Iman Shumpert is talking about how Kobe went up to him and said, hey, good game, fella. And he's like, bro, we've been mopping y'all all day. What are you talking about? And he decides to get a little lippy and starts talking trash to Kobe, which is the god awful thing to do. And then Kobe put him in his place real quick. Like, you might not think these guys they got tricks. Every time I cook with Rodney, it pisses me off because he's got a new trick that he'd be pulling out of nowhere. Right when I think I've picked up all the tricks and the subtle moves, I've seen this man knock multiple whole hogs like he's turning a combination. Like, I'm not joking. Knock multiple hogs, like, and then he's like, okay, now, and the whole skin will come off in one. I'm like, what the hell kind of shit?
Some magic.
And then I can't even be mad. Because I'm the one that loaded the hogs. So I know he ain't prepping. I know he ain't prepping. I know he ain't scored nowhere. I'm the one that went into the fridge and got him and loaded him. But I've never seen someone just like knock precisely and the skin just release. I'm like, how the hell do you do that?
That's incredible. Hey.
Yeah.
That's what
Always pisses me
legends
off.
do.
Yes.
That's what legends do.
Legends remind those coming up, hey, we still got it.
Yeah, man. So you got Austin, you got Lockhart, and then up in the wilderness, Kansas City, home of the KCB, right? Self-described world largest competitive barbecue organization, right? So, they helped build the machine. So when you talk about legacy things, they kind of help put all this, competition stuff on the map. So, as far as I've read, but you put it in plain English. Like I said, you have Austin has the first, the number one draft picks. Lockhart built the stadium. Well, you can consider KC as the league, bringing it all together and making it happen. So between Texas and Missouri, no one else matters in barbecue, I guess.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess not. I
We
do
can
know
all
that.
just go ahead. We can all go back to hot dogs and hamburgers because but I don't
We
know. It's just
Georgia,
crazy.
we
I
got to do
I
something.
I see these rankings all the time, and I'm just like, how, who, what, when? What are you talking
Yeah,
about? So
yeah.
I don't know. I just think they're interesting, and you can have conversations, you could break them down. And it's not to invalidate nobody. Everybody's out there. There's a lot of people out there doing some real great things. But
Hmm.
the rankings is it's interesting how people do things.
Brother, it sounds like to me that now that you're an empty nester, it sounds like we need to get a sponsor to back us, and we'll go take Chariot Tubman out. That's our sprinter, and we just start cruising. We just
You know
start
what?
cruising and just hit him up, and we make a fixed score, appearance, taste, texture, all that jazz, and we just
Yeah.
run through it and we put it out there. I feel like that's necessary. We need the Oscars of this because the Texas Smoky is dope, but that's only one state. And kudos
Right.
to
That's what I'm
Vaughn
saying.
for ripping and running how he does. But there's a lot of barbecue between Texas and everywhere else. Maybe we need to hit up, somewhere in PA, or we
Mm-hmm.
got to go to Nebraska, or knock over one of the Dakotas, see what's underneath that rock, right? We just got to push the whip and really check it out. Like, what are
I'm
we
sure there's
getting here?
somewhere up there.
Because I know
You
somebody's out
gotta
there
get the
putting
sponsor.
some work, trying to figure this
Yeah,
out. I'm like,
absolutely. There's somebody out there's a bunch of people out there putting in work. We just gotta find them. And
yeah,
if you're listening,
yeah.
let us know where you at. Let us know
Please,
where you at.
literally let us know because I would love to put this together. If you've got a spot that's not one of the top tier names that most people know about, but you're like, no, you go here and you get this, that's gonna blow your mind. Email us this week at barbecue at gmail, DM us, leave it at a comment. We want to know so we can start crafting this list because I promise you, I'll be moving and grooving, and I got something going next year that's going to take me all over. And I'll stop in. I want to start stopping in and be like,
Yeah.
hey, on bias.
Yeah.
Oh
I am all over the place most of the time, and I'd love to stop in and see what you're talking about. But
yeah,
let us know. Let us know the spots. Let us know the
yeah.
spots.
No,
Hey man, you got
I'm there.
some questions?
I
Or
do.
or we
No, no, we
uh-oh.
got some questions. I'm pulling them up right now.
Uh
They definitely hit us with some questions, and I feel like I'm being messy by association. Like this wasn't even my idea, right? So this question was asked of us, and I'm gonna let you answer because I ain't messing with Nate right now. Nate, I know you're
Here we
listening.
go.
I can't believe you're gonna set us up for the okie doke like this. Off the top, he says, Mister Roland Smoke 8020. What's your take on food content creators? Should there be some form of certification or requirements?
Content creators. You know, uh I honestly have a love and hate relationship with content creators. There are
Mm,
some out there that I watch, and not all barbecue related, but food related, and
mm-hmm,
they're doing their thing. They're having
mm,
fun. They got a little gimmick. They got a little catchphrase. They're putting some real work in. And
mm-hmm.
then I see, and I'm gonna just throw it out there, these AI generated things that just first of all, they don't make a lot of sense. If you really listen to what they're saying, they don't make a lot of sense. And it's just bad info. It is
Yeah,
bad info. And I mean, and while there could be some sort of certification and some kind of check the box that you are an official content creator, the climate's just not prepped for that. It's just not going to it's not going to be worth much, because you're
yeah,
still going to have these AI generated drink this tea if you smoke a lot of weed because, this is what they don't want you to know type video. That's ridiculous. And they're everywhere.
yeah,
They are everywhere.
yeah,
Some of them are even getting harder to tell that they're AI.
No, you're right. Um, I will say two things, and this is be my hot take brought to the by the fine cats over at Melinda's. Definitely get this Tex-Mex sauce. I this is my travel bottle. I actually brought I bring this everywhere. This is my travel bottle. I'm big, so this is travel
It's
size for me. But
phone, wallet, keys, and sauce.
it legitimately is. Y'all think I'm joking? I'm gonna toss a video up of lunch today. I brought this in there, and they were like, "What is that?" And they tried. They're like, "Oh, we need to get it." I put them on. I was like, "Yeah, go get you some."
Mm.
But yeah, hot take today brought to you by Melinda. Such your mouth on flavor. You'll thank me later. Um, earlier, more Missouri, the guy for Instagram put out a take saying that we need to create more authentic content because, and this is how they're doing branding. I wish you guys understood how deep marketing and branding goes. He didn't call it AI content. They're going to, and you're going to start hearing this terminology spread throughout the zeitgeist a lot more. It's going to be called synthetic generated content. Was literally his usage. Synthetic generated content.
I'm gonna punch somebody.
Bro, I want to punch him. He said the more synthetic generated content that gets made, the more people will look for authentic human generated, non-synthetic generated content. But if you know that, why would you open up your platforms for it? And I speak specifically to the fact that we talked about this, we called this play, them approving it and pumping it months ago at the old studio when we said we were showcasing that recipe page that when I had it, it was an old black woman. And then when Brian came across it, it was an old white woman.
The old white woman. Yep.
And then when you saw it, it was like an old black guy. And they just keep generating, but they're getting so good now, you can't tell. But these pages are amassing hundreds of thousands of real followers because they're getting so good at the cuts and the edits that you can't really tell unless you're paying attention. And that little ass made with AI. No one's seeing that. But if I play a video with Bruno Mars in the background, you can take that down like that. Come on, man.
Right.
So my hot take is the content creators need to band together and remove themselves from those platforms because all it's doing is still pumping it up and drawing your eyes for them to slip in those AI accounts. I don't follow any AI accounts, and every time one comes up, I say I want to see less of this, but they're still springing up so fast.
Oh yeah.
There has to be some sort of a change because if not, you're going to have issues like what Suzy experienced, where she saw her site traffic decline in real time because of how much AI bots were scraping it. You're going to soon see, you're going to see a AI generated TV show. I'm calling it. You're going to see a full AI generated TV show where it's all AI. Shark Week. I love Shark Week. I've never seen so much AI usage ever than this past week for Shark Week. I was so disappointed. Pissed me clean off. I was like, what are we doing here? It's getting crazy.
I look at, and it's not, and it's too late, and quite honestly, it is too late. I look at the AI boom like I used to look at kids getting cell phones when that first came out because when my wife and I were sitting down looking at whether we should get our kids cell phones, we did, but we did it and put parental guidance on it. Like we put the checks on it. We automatically turned it off at like 8:00. It didn't come back on till like 2 the next afternoon. Like we took the time to go in and set these parameters and because we knew better. The majority of parents out there just didn't know better. A lot of disposable income. So they just went out and bought their kid the latest iPhone that's unlocked, untethered. They have full blown access to everything that they want to see. And by the time you realize that your kid has been exposed to things that they ain't supposed to see, it is too late. You're not blocking them off of social media because you could take away the TikToks and the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and another one pops up 2 days later that you'll never know about. Right? So it's too late.
Yeah.
I think the same about AI. It's too late. The cat, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, baby. It's too late. And no one
Yeah.
has an interest in regulating it because the people who are in charge are making too much money.
This isn't this this isn't a conspiracy theory. This is just from a bit of my tech background.
Mhm.
The powers that be are extremely smart at creating things to have you give them what they need.
Yeah.
Because if Instagram said, hey, we need to know how people age, give us that information, you're like, no. So
Mhm.
what do? They formulate somewhere off there a way of a trend. And what trend has been rolling around? Tiny me and me now.
Mhm.
Oh, girl, you were so cute as a baby. Oh, you still got them dimples. Someone who was in security for over a decade, almost a decade and a half. What do I see? Wow, that is free machine learning on how humans age. And you just
Mhm.
gave them all the information because you gave them a starting point. You gave them
Free.
your current point, and
Yep.
it's on your profile. So all they have to do is connect all the dots.
Yep.
If you can't
Yep.
tell what the
It's
product is, you are the product.
yeah, we are definitely the product for sure.
Yeah.
But that's just the thing with AI. You know, we talk about content creators, we talk about AI, you see the videos, and I kind of get the theory behind, well, if somebody sees more AI, they're just gonna
Mm-hmm.
crave more actual human content. But how can you tell? It is getting so hard to tell that, yeah, you're gonna want to crave like some actual human content, but
Mm-hmm.
it, tomorrow will be even better than it was today.
Yes,
And and it will continue until they take over.
very much so. And
You
it's
know?
not going anywhere. It's going to get to the
No.
point where it's going to get to the point where you're going to have to question everything, and it might just drive you insane. It
Yeah.
might legitimately drive you insane because what you used to see as like, oh, I know that's that, but well, well, is it? I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know
Because they
anymore.
used to have like 6 fingers and 4 toes and, you know, they weren't able to get your eyes to follow or you couldn't see the
Mm-hmm.
nostrils flaring or the hair moving and yeah, they don't got good at that now. And it's
Yeah,
not even they, it's the machine
it's a
teaching the
machine.
machine how to get better.
Did you see that OpenAI had an AI agent escape?
Right. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I swear, and I know I'm going to be called crazy for this. I believe, well, I don't believe, but wouldn't it be wild if James Cameron and Spielberg and those guys were just from the future and they knew if they told us that, they'd be perceived as crazy. And they're like, hey, we're
Yeah.
trying to warn you of what's coming, but you ain't taking it as a warning. You just keep building it at an expeditious rate. And
Yeah.
the reason why we don't have Terminator movies anymore is because we've already gone past that point in the timeline where we had a chance to fix it. They're like, yeah, it's too late
So
now.
now it's
Now
just
you got
inevitable.
Avatar. Now it's inevitable. Now you got Avatar because that's what's left. That's what's coming. Like you got to leave this place. It's
It's getting
don't mind
wild.
me. I've been sipping on the coffee, man. I've been
Listen,
sipping
no,
on the
it is
coffee
getting
too much.
wild, and it's getting more. It's getting wild, and all. And I am not a conspiracy theorist person, but I can subscribe to the futuristic storytelling because I've been a Simpsons fan all my life. I've been watching them since day one, and they've been predicting shit for 30 years. And you know, you just
Without
roll with it.
question.
You just roll with it.
Uh, we're old enough to remember when Apu was played by a white guy.
See,
People are like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah,
crazy.
that's how old we are. But
Mhm.
let me give us another question here. Let's see, because
Yeah.
there were a couple. Let's see here. Hmm. Ooh, that is a good one. From the pop-up era,
Mhm.
what's the best method keeping the temperature in the safe Cambros at a pop-up. I think what they meant to say is what's the best method to keep safe temperatures in Cambros at a pop-up?
Don't
Um,
open it.
and I want to speak to that point. So you feel the last one. I'll get this one. Those type of Cambros, the best way to keep the temperature safe is to get an electric Cambro or get a steam table. Those are your best methods. The Cambros that are not electric are not meant to serve food from. They are meant to transport food to a destination to be served. Now, when you're opening them nonstop, the heat is going to escape and it's not going to climb back up.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to utilize a Cambro like that for transport is to prime it. Put a full hotel pan at the very bottom shelf, fill it with scalding hot boiling water, and leave it there for 35 minutes to an hour. And hang a thermometer inside so you can make sure that it is in a very well to travel safe zone. And then load in your meats, let it sit still with that pan at the bottom for another 30 minutes, and then quickly remove that pan carefully, pour out the water, seal it up, and now you're primed and ready for transport. If you're using Cambros, use that for transport, but I would strongly recommend you save and invest in an electrical Cambro and or a steam table to hold your proteins and your offerings at proper temperatures.
Yeah.
We're not trying to get anybody sick here.
Right. And I've, I had a couple of Cambros in the garage. They don't hold the temperature for long, not for surface.
Yeah.
Transport, yeah, great. But, the electric ones, the steam table, that's going to be your best bet.
Yeah.
They just
Oh,
don't hold it. In the moment you open it, you lost. the
yes.
moment, the moment,
When you,
the moment you open it, you unclamp the clamps on the side, you're done.
it's
Because
rough.
heat don't go back.
No, it doesn't. And we can close out on this guy.
Okay.
Catering pricing basics.
Oof. Oh God.
I figured I'd kick that one to you, since the Titans coming
Oh
back.
my goodness. You know what? When I first started, it was always 3.5 times your cost. And that was just
Mhm.
kind of standard, and you kind of work backwards from there. I have to admit that I was always horrible at pricing. That's why I got my wife. she
I'm glad you
she
said it.
was the no, and I'm dead serious. Like, yeah, look, look, I am shit with money, and and I work for the bank. Shh. But when it came to pricing and things like that, I would always lean on my wife. She was an office manager and accountant, and like she knows numbers, so she would make sure that our pricing structure, and it fluctuated from time to time depending on the
Mhm.
offering, but that she made sure that the pricing was such that we were always in the black at the end of the event. Like, you just need somebody that's very good with numbers. And like I said, I don't even know if 3.5 is even the sweet spot anymore, because of the way prices are rising and how no one really values the product for the
Yeah.
price that it needs to be purchased at. But that's a tough one. It's just it varies a lot, but you have to consider a model where you consider your supplies and your time and make sure that those things are covered. Like, you have to cover your expenses at
Yeah.
least. And then, look at it and what the prices are. You kind of compare yourself to, others in the area. You look at your surroundings, you jump on the web and you look at other prices and try to be comparable, you know,
Yeah.
and then whatever your value proposition is will allow you to charge a little bit more for whatever your offering is. So I think it's a bit of a loaded question, and there's a lot of like nuance to it. But you definitely need somebody in your corner that knows numbers, and I am not that person.
I think that's great advice. And to piggyback on that, yeah, knowing your numbers is great, and how to price for your numbers, and more so how to cook for what you priced.
Yes.
Oftentimes, people will book 100-person catering, but if you have 100 people coming through your line twice, you just cooked for 200 people and
Mm-hmm.
charged $100 for it.
Yep.
Right. So when you are catering, you need to be very specific and detail oriented and let them know, hey, you ordered for 100 people. You're going to get, and these are just fluff numbers, they're not accurate. We're going to give you 50 pounds of brisket, 60 pounds of pulled pork, 40 pounds of pulled chicken. Everyone should be able to go through the line once. And you need to be clear with that, because again, if you're being paid for 100 people, but 100 people go through the line twice, you've just lost a 200 person catering event. And I think most people don't consider that, because they're like, oh, you want to have people more to go and take, and that's not how it works. If you go to
Mm-hmm.
Ruth Chris and you say you need 100 people cater, I guarantee you it is exactly that allotment, right? So
Yep. To
price
the
out on
T.
that. And know when you do off send the catering and everything is going, yeah, he said, she said, doesn't work. Get your damn paperwork. Have a contract. Have a retainer. Because what you want to do is have that initial retainer be 50% of the total. And then 50% of that
Mm-hmm.
retainer should be enough to start covering your costs for the supplies, the meats, the paper goods. Maybe start slowly tapping into some labor hours if you can, but that's what the other
Mm-hmm.
25% is for. And if you price it right, then that other 50% should be profit if you do it
Yep.
properly. That's the
If you
structure of
do it
that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough out there, and it's going to be a lot of trial and error, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just like the money aspect. Like Rasheed said, it's the cook. Like it's the amount that you're putting into it. And I just remember the story about the catering guy that also got stiffed on, what was it, like a $800 job or something like that, because
Yeah.
he
And
didn't have the
he ended up
contract.
mm-hmm,
Or yeah,
came and realized that he was getting
yeah,
hustled, that she was using an
contracts.
Airbnb type thing.
Yeah,
Contract, contract,
yeah,
contract, contract. No word of mouth, no verbal.
yeah.
Contract.
No
It's to protect
handshakes.
you and
Yeah.
the client. I can't stress that enough.
Mm-hmm.
When people are like, oh, they want to, book us for consulting, and we're going through it, like, yeah, set up, show us your SOP, show us your contracts, this and that. And like, oh, we don't have any of those. It's like, then how do you do caterings? Oh, they just
Right.
let us know we do it. It's like, what? What, what do you mean? I don't,
Yeah.
no, don't do that. Stop that. That's very bad. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, uh, that's a conversation for another pod. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you kicking back and hanging with us. Big Sex, you got anything coming up, or we still building up to the announcement? Is that where we're at?
You know what? I've been so crazy busy, I haven't even thought about anything.
You're
I
still
I
building up.
really
Still
haven't.
building up.
I really hadn't, man. I've been traveling and it just, you know,
I
there's
feel
some
it.
things going on that I need to focus more on, but it's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
It's
All
coming
right.
because I ain't got nothing to do. I need
Right.
something to do, right? Get out there and
Yes.
see the people, shove some meat in their mouth.
Hey.
Ah,
Watermelon butts. I
yeah,
have
right.
been
How about you,
your
brother?
guys' host. Me, heading to Texas in a couple weeks for a special project. Then right after that, I'm going to Alaska for this fire and ice ordeal.
That's
Uh, then there's some more stuff cooking. Hopefully, we'll be able to let you guys know about it in September. And the big project we've been working on, I'm hoping we'll be able to release in October. Still getting all the pieces for that, but like I said, I'm I'm getting my paperwork in order for that too. So once
yeah.
that's locked in, then I can start. But till that's what's cooking right now. That's what's cooking right now.
Well, I think the only thing I'm gonna be kind of plan on is trying to find out where this 12,000 pounds of bacon is. I got to
Hey,
go and get me a little piece of this Canadian bacon that's been recalled. And Say
if you
hello to my
find it, let
neighbors
me
up
get a couple
north.
pounds. Oh man. No, but ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been the This Week in Barbecue show. I've been your host, Rasheed Phillips, and still back again with me is Mr.
James Welch.
If you could be so kind, leave us a review, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell two friends, and always be kind to one another. The world needs it.
Absolutely.